content was 19, so it was shot in 1944. Elizabeth Taylor, she was just a beautiful child, beautiful woman, she was. Okay. African Queen. This is a Humphrey Bogart, Katharine Hepburn. I have one of these pictures on my wall too. This is one of my favorite movies. So, her and her brother, this is not her brother, her and her brother, make sure I'm not giving spoilers. Possibly a little bit, but okay, so her and her brother are missionaries. At the very beginning, they are taken over by these other forces come in and they burn the villages and take over. And her brother is killed, or he dies from the trauma or whatever. And so Humphrey Bogart comes with his little boat and tries to help get her off of there. And they get into arguments and a lot of stuff happens. But after being able to escape being shot at and the boat damaged and them having to stop and repair it and stuff, and trying to blow up this bigger boat, they fall in love. So it's sweet. Let's see, it says what year. I guess it's 1951. I saw the 1951 Best Actor up here. But 1951 movie. Okay. And as a kid, this was one of my favorites because I loved musicals as a child. And I liked them a little bit growing up, but not as much. But this is My Gal Sal. It's Rita Hayworth and Victor Mature. I loved it because, look, my kids have broken it. Look at it. When you have kids, you love them to death, and then they break all your stuff. Complete definition of children. But it's set in the 1880s, and so this is Paul Dresser, but it's really Victor Mature. He runs away from home. I'm gonna read it, just give you a base. So, okay, he runs away from home and he joins this like medicine show, and it doesn't work out. So he finally leaves and he meets Rita Hayworth, and they have this love-hate relationship for a while, but then they fall in love, and then they fall out of love, and then they fall in love. But it's mostly musical, and it's full of different shows and beautiful dresses and different stuff like that. So as a girl, I loved this. I really loved it. Ooh, spooky movie. The Village. Love this one. If you haven't seen this movie and you like, it's not to me, it's not a horror movie because it explains what's going on in the end. I'm trying to see if they rate it as horror. To me, it's more of a thriller. I don't know, I guess it depends on if you like slightly scary things. I like things that are kind of chilling, like some being a little scared is kind of like deliciously scared, you know. But I don't like horror films where people are like mutilating people and stuff. But this is just kind as close as they could to his actual life. So there are some parts that are a little slow, but I'm telling you, it is so worth sitting down and watching it. When you get through it, it's like, wow, Gandhi was an amazing, amazing man. He really was. Let's see what year. Looks like 1982. Really that old? That's what it shows. 1982. It's a good one. I love it. Okay. Shallow Hal. It's Gwyneth Paltrow and Jack Black. If you haven't seen this movie, it is so funny. It really is. So, I don't want to do spoilers. Let me see. Pictures are kind of spoiling it. It's 2001. Okay, so Jack Black is Shallow Hal. He's a superficial skirt chaser who, after a mind-altering experience with a self-help guru, doesn't realize that his gorgeous girlfriend, Gwyneth Paltrow, is actually a 300-pound not-so-hottie. Meanwhile, Hal's playboy pal, Mauricio, which is Jason Alexander, is determined to break the spell before someone gets squashed. Packed with loads of laughs and non-stop fun, is the biggest love story ever told. I love this movie. I really do. It's good. It's just one of those that he learns how to look past what you think somebody looks like, and he looks at them for their inner beauty. And it's just a great love story. Of course, at the end, the spell is broken, and he sees that she is this humongous woman, and he's still so in love with her because her inner beauty outshines how she looks. So it's good. Back when we were grown-ups, Blythe Danner, Faye Dunaway, Peter Fonda, Jack Palance, and Peter Reichert. This is a Hallmark movie. 1998, so I was probably 20 when this one came out. But my mom loved Hallmark movies, and so she probably saw it and we watched it. Another broken one. And this one is just kind of like a previous one I was talking about. Which is the last video, or the video before. Breathing lessons. My brain is not as sharp as it used to be when I'm trying to think about things. If I didn't need to tell you what it was, I would have remembered completely. But spell of Hepburn's delightful charms. She's just adorable. I think she's so beautiful. They're about to fall. Okay. Mom's Night Out. This says Sarah Drew, Sean Astin, Patricia Heaton, Trace Adkins. This is a nutty movie. Mom is overworked and these her kids are just monsters. And so she wants a night out, and that turns into chaos of someone thinks that this child has been kidnapped, and it goes into crazy different things that have happened. But let's see. Oh, that's right. So Patricia Heaton they have a daughter too who is kind of trying to get into some stuff she shouldn't, and so by the end she realizes how things should be. But this goes into a chaotic mess. It's kind of a funny little movie. My girls always liked it. And Trace Adkins, he's just funny in there. You only see him for a little bit, but he's hilarious. And then he's at the end and he's dancing with the little girl, and it's just so sweet because that guy is so tall. Oh, my last two movies are, I feel like every movie I'm like, this is one of my favorite. If I have it, it's because I really love the movie or my kids left it over or whatever. But these two really are. This is Frank Capra's It's a Wonderful Life, James Stewart and Donna Reed. And I think Donna Reed is absolutely beautiful. Just beautiful. This is basically where his life, James Stewart's life, is falling apart, and he wishes he had never been born. And so this angel comes along, and he makes that wish come true, and he learns about how the world would have been without him, and he sees how terrible it would be without him in it. So then he's able to go back and appreciate, despite his life falling apart, how happy he is and how many friends he actually has because of the things he's done for them. It's a great story. Okay, last one. Greer Garson. Oh, she's one of my favorites. It's Greer Garson and Walter Pidgeon is Mrs. Miniver. So in this one, they live in oh wait, what year was this? 1946. Wow. Mrs. Miniver was done in 1942. Okay. So her name is Kay Miniver, and I'm just going to read the back. It says Kay Miniver doesn't fly a Spitfire in dogfights over London or ply the North Sea in a battleship, but she's doing her all for wartime England. She does it so well that Winston Churchill would say, Mrs. Miniver was more vital to the nation than a fleet DVDs that are actually in cases. I'm not going to do the others because I don't have years. You don't have pictures to kind of relate the movie or anything, so we're going to stop with these. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I loved going through my DVDs, and some of them I haven't seen in years, and I forget what I even have. So this was a good refresher for even me. But I hope you guys enjoyed it. And I'm going to try later on today to get back into doing a little bit of jewelry. The time snuck up on me. I had done a bunch of videos, and I was about 18 or 19 days ahead where I had a video to drop for 18 or 19 days. And then I was like, hey, I'm going to take a little break. I was getting a little tired, and I was working a little bit more hours, driving further. I took on a new job, and there was just a lot going on, and then it snuck up on me. And if I had not recorded one last night,